Hello and welcome to Warblog. This is just a quick playthrough of this Nagorno-Karabakh scenario. I'm not sure what's happening, but essentially the sort of article indicates that the Azerbaijan forces are sort of going through minefields and harassing some of these border places. I'm not sure there's much to it really, but sort of reflects that sort of action. And the towns that are mentioned are Talish, Akhna, Koravend and Martuni. I'm not sure whether they're all in the right place. I think Akhna I might have guessed. They could have maybe been over there. Apparently they were sort of threatening across the whole front, and that appears to be the whole front. The only thing to say is that it's not a recognised state. I haven't put the names in, have I? Should do that. But this is Nagorno-Karabakh, which is actually part of Azerbaijan, so this border doesn't really exist, and it's sort of backed up by Armenia here. So it's another one of those sort of border things where it's sort of Armenia's sort of in here, but the article starts by saying that Azerbaijani forces have attacked Armenian forces here, and then it goes on to describe them as Nagorno-Karabakh forces. So I've put them in as Nagorno-Karabakh forces, but I put in just lots of very small units because I think they're just really sort of protesting, you know, sort of a little bit across the border. We've got some artillery. They've got some artillery. They're fairly well balanced. I haven't made it exactly perfect, but whereas these units have double strength companies, these have just single strength companies. That's to sort of represent their preparedness really, but also to reflect the fact they're in hills, they're going to get big bonuses. So I'm not sure that the attacks are going to be that great. But I'm just going to get into it and play it. I'm not sure it's a particularly inspired scenario, but it's a bunch of counters on a map, and you know, it's a game, so no idea what to do really. I mean, I probably won't go for this place up here. There's 3 down here and only 1 up there. I've only got a couple of units against that. The interesting thing is it's another one of those sort of stalemate games that I quite like actually, because I can move into there and the Nagorno-Karabakh player can't really attack me because I'm already twice as tough, but I'm in the hills, so that would be like sort of 1 to 6 or something, or 1 to 4. You know, either way it's going to be impossible. Now here, if he's worth 2 stacked up in there, and the hills, was it triple him? If they doubled him, he'd be up to 4, which would be a 1 to 1. My surround would be a plus 10%, but still wouldn't make it more than a 1 to 1. I might do that because the 1 to 1s are sort of they're a reasonable chance. They're the sort of odds that you might expect, but the sort of things I think if you were sort of role playing the scenario, if they failed on that 1 to 1, they would retreat. They wouldn't go again. You know, it was a sort of a one shot, and chances are they probably didn't lose too much. But down here, for some reason, Martuni is empty. So that's a no-brainer. It said that they were supported with mechanised units. Now their mechanised units are just as strong, and artillery. Okay. Let's reload that. It's one of those sort of scenarios where you could probably keep shifting around until you actually find out the optimum opening move. the opening moves are always the ones that you can rely on. I mean, because there's going to be no variance. For movement. That's interesting. Okay, so how much did that take? That took 1.5, so I can only really move 1. So if I move there, I'll have no movement. But can I hit anything? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There's nothing I can hit, so I might as well move. But him, on the other hand, can go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to fire at that because I've got the mechanised units in there. So let's do the artillery first. 1 damage, that's nice. No, I don't want to do that. And what should my odds be? He's got a 2, and what the hills? Shall I go and look in the rules? Okay, I'll look in the rules. God, these rules are just so long. They're not written up properly yet. Yeah. I don't think I know. I must have figured it out. I must have written it out somewhere. Oh God, I only wrote the game. 2 to 1. So he would have been doubled in the hills. 2 up to 4, but because he lost 10%, that would have been doubled, would be 2.2%, so that's 3.8. And I was at 7.7 with the crappiest die roll you can imagine, because you probably couldn't imagine a 12. So that's probably the end of the campaign. You know, I was not thinking in this sort of situation that after 1 defeat they would probably, because they're just promenading, they're not pushing. You know, if their attack had won, then they might have been inclined to go for another round. I think I'm going to go again here. So here we were 4, 2, 4, 6, 20%, 7.2, so it's still going to be a 1 to 1. 2 to 1. 2, 4, 6. Oh no, that's because he's got mechanised against infantry, so that would have had a factor that beyond my comprehension to kind of calculate mentally. So that's 2 attacks that could have gone the other way that failed. So this is going to be a 1 to 1. 4 against 4. 4.4 against 4. Is that right? 4.4 against 4. Let's see. Press the button. I think you've got to press the little 4.4 against 4. Yeah. You see, look, I did a 1 to 1 here. Much less, far more of an outsider. As I was saying, the sort of things that I like, and I've got a 1 and a DR. So I've taken this place. Unfortunately, I can't move in there, so he'll just move straight back in. But 2 depressions. So let's end the turn there to make it quick. Okay. Well, that was pretty grim. Because now I'm just going to move everything back. I don't even need to move that. I think I'll move it 1. Push him onto the road. I don't think he can go any further that way. That at least protects him. So We're not going to counter-attack too strongly here, but we don't have to. All we have to do is hold that town. But we've got this guy. So we're going to move all our armour up this way, I think. Right. Well, we do have to actually get them out of Kojavend. No, Martuni. .25. So it's going to be worth 2, 4. 1 to 1, 2 to 1. It's going to be a 2 to 1, 1 to 1. Die roll of 5, so that's an exchange. So it's pretty much as it sort of happened in real life, just a bunch of shooting each other and not much happening. These people retreating but not being able to move in there and capitalise on it. Got some artillery here, we just fire at that, I think. And then see whether we can oust these units with our superior numbers. 12. This is quite a good game. I'm enjoying this one because essentially nothing's happening, which demonstrates the sort of, I don't know, to some extent, maybe how, not so much how it works. It's not nowhere near a simulation, but you know, I'm quite comfortable with the fact that you can sort of do that, tight odds, and nothing happens, and then you run away. You know, there's no overwhelming victories. We caused a retreat there, but we weren't able to advance. It wasn't exactly sort of an astounding rout. I think we've got one more battle over here. The question is, do we actually even want to do that? Because we're going to be up against it with 4 doubled up to 8. We're not going to get 8. But we can certainly fire that. We've already fired that artillery. Okay, and these units here, I think have already tried, haven't they? Yep. So let's end that turn. It's 13 minutes, we've got a couple of minutes now. I think everything's going to revolve around. This artillery is useless, it just can't get in there. Okay, let's see what we can do against this stack. No effect, no effect. 0.21. Okay, oh, we've got some movement, haven't we? That and that. And let's just do it. Another exchange. And I think at that, I'm going to retreat. I'm going to do one more assault here, because, well, there's no point, this is not an objective. Sort of move that there, and that would be it. I think I'll call it there. So they've managed to cross the border from Azerbaijan. They moved into one uncontested place. They won a small victory in routing the troops, but they didn't gain the objective. And it's sort of pretty much how the report indicates it. Just sort of skirmishes, not much happening, but obviously, you know, use of firearms against opposing sides. Okay, that's it. I'll speak to you later. Cheerio, mate.